7 biggest mistakes in the last 10 NFL drafts. Number 7, the New York Jets. In 2018, they had the number 2 overall pick. 2 quarterbacks were available, Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. After years of horrible quarterbacks, the Jets were desperate to get a superstar, a franchise quarterback. This one pick would define the future of the Jets. But the Jets do what the Jets always do. They make the worst mistake in franchise history and draft Sam Darnold. And what happened next? Sam Darnold became one of the biggest busts in NFL history. He led the Jets to a 2-10 record. All 3 of his seasons with the Jets were losing seasons. And finally, the Jets got rid of Sam Darnold. Josh Allen has become a top 3 quarterback in the league, always in the MVP conversation. He took a terrible Bills team and made them Super Bowl contenders. He would have done the same thing for the Jets. But we didn't like Josh Allen. Boo, Jets, boo! Your fans deserve better. Number 6, the Denver Broncos. In 2020, they had the 15th overall pick. The Broncos desperately needed a wide receiver. Henry Ruggs goes number 12 to the Raiders. So now there's only 2 options at number 15, Jerry Jeudy or CD Lamb. It's a miracle that CD Lamb is still available. Lamb is taller than Jerry Jeudy, faster, jumps higher. He's better at everything, and he is the obvious pick for the Broncos. Broncos fans are getting ready to celebrate, but the Broncos say no, not so fast. The Broncos thought CD Lamb was too skinny. What? They thought he wasn't strong enough to be an NFL wide receiver. So they shocked the world and draft Jerry Jeudy. What happened next? Jerry Jeudy has been the most disappointing wide receiver since 2020 and isn't even on the Broncos anymore. What about CD Lamb? He just had one of the greatest seasons ever by a wide receiver. 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, 135 receptions. These are Hall of Fame numbers. This season, he is expected to break the record for most receptions in a season, which is 149. And the best part, he's only 25 years old. So the Cowboys have this superstar for a long time, and the Broncos still suck. Number 5, the Green Bay Packers. This is absolutely crazy. In 2016, the Packers had a 5th round pick. They decide we want a wide receiver. The Packers have Aaron Rodgers, who is in his prime, and they have Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers in the league. If they get one more star wide receiver, they are going to be the best offense in the NFL. And guess who is still available in round 5? Tyreek Hill. Press the button, Green Bay. Press the button and you will win Super Bowls. Everyone is shocked that Tyreek Hill was still available. Every single team underestimated him because of his size. They said, this guy is tiny. No way he's going to be good. But the Packers are smarter than that, right? I mean, it's the 5th round. It's worth giving the fastest player in NFL history a chance in the 5th round. This is the part of the draft where you're supposed to take risks. But the Green Bay Packers said, no sir, Tyreek is tiny, too tiny. We want Trevor Davis. Trevor Davis? Ever heard of him? Yeah, most people haven't heard of him because he was awful. In 5 NFL seasons, this guy had 16 catches. 16 catches in 5 years. And he must be a big wide receiver, right? The Packers skipped Tyreek Hill because of his size. So Trevor Davis must be big. Nope, Trevor Davis is 6 foot, only 2 inches taller than Tyreek. 2 inches taller, but half the speed. What a joke. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill would have won Super Bowls together. What a mistake, Green Bay. Number 4, the New York Jets. Again? In 2021, they had the number 2 overall pick. The Jets want a quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence, the player they wanted, goes number 1 to the Jaguars. Now the Jets have a big decision to make. Do we draft an average quarterback like Justin Fields, or do we draft a star wide receiver? This is an elite wide receiver draft because Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith are both available. But forget Devontae Smith. Everyone knows Jamar will be an absolute superstar. So it's between Justin Fields and Jamar Chase. The Jets decide we don't want Justin Fields. Okay, so they're getting Jamar Chase, right? No, they said no Justin Fields, no Jamar Chase, no Devontae Smith. We want Zach Wilson. Bro, Zach Wilson wasn't even the best quarterback on the board. They could have got Trey Lance or Justin Fields if they wanted a quarterback. And those guys aren't great, but they're still better than Zach Wilson. And what happened next? Zach Wilson ruined the Jets for 3 straight seasons. And right now is the worst quarterback in the entire NFL. Jamar Chase is a superstar. He is right next to Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb as some of the greatest offensive players in the league. Why are the Jets so bad at drafting? Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the dumbest decision so far. This decision was so stupid, it should be illegal. In 2020, the Eagles had the number 22 overall pick. In the second round, they know they're gonna take quarterback Jalen Hurts. So here in the first round, they want a star wide receiver to play with Hurts. And the Eagles have 2 options, Justin Jefferson or Brandon Ayuk. They can't mess this up. Of course, Justin Jefferson is the better pick, but Brandon Ayuk is still a good decision. So the Eagles draft neither of them. And a shock to all the fans, they skip both of these players. And they draft somebody who was supposed to be a second round pick. They draft wide receiver Jalen Reagor. This pick was so bad that the Vikings coaches who had the next pick were laughing at the Eagles because they knew how stupid it was to pass on Justin Jefferson. And what happened next? The Vikings drafted Justin Jefferson the very next pick, and he is now the number 1 receiver in the NFL. If the Eagles drafted Justin Jefferson and he played with Jalen Hurts, oh my goodness, they would have won a Super Bowl, maybe even 2 Super Bowls. Brandon Ayuk is the best wide receiver on the 49ers, an absolute superstar. And Jalen Reagor, the most embarrassing wide receiver to ever play NFL football. The only thing he was good at was dropping the ball. And even though the Eagles are a great team right now, the Eagles also dropped the ball. Because if they had Justin Jefferson, they wouldn't just be a great team, they would be the best team. Number 2, the New York Giants. As a Giants fan, I am still very angry about this. In 2020, the Giants had the number 4 pick. Eli Manning just retired, and the Giants need a quarterback. At number 1, Joe Burrow goes to the Bengals. That was expected. But thankfully, the Giants have 2 amazing QB options, Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa. The Giants needed a franchise quarterback, and this was the perfect draft to do it because Herbert and Tua would go number 1 overall in other years. This draft was just so talented, which is why they were still available at pick number 4. The Giants are in luck. So the Giants are thinking, Tua or Herbert? Tua or Herbert? Who will lead our franchise? franchise for the next 15 seasons. And the Giants draft Andrew Thomas. Wait, which quarterback is this? Oh, it's not a quarterback, it's an offensive lineman. At number 4 overall, with 2 franchise quarterbacks available, the Giants take an offensive lineman. And what happened next? Tua Tagovailoa had the most passing yards last season and is the future of the Miami Dolphins. Justin Herbert is the future of the Los Angeles Chargers. And Andrew Thomas, well, he's actually a good offensive lineman, but drafting him over these 2 quarterbacks, a major mistake. A mistake that the Giants are still paying for today, as we have Daniel Jones leading the Giants to a losing season every season. Embarrassing. And number 1. Wait, before number 1, we have an honorable mention. The New England Patriots. In 2018, the Patriots had the number 31 overall pick. The Patriots are known to be the smartest drafting team in NFL history, but this was their biggest mistake ever. At pick 31, it was a huge surprise that Lamar Jackson was still available. Everybody, and I mean everyone, expected Lamar to be a top 10 pick. And a miracle happened because he is still available here at pick 31. And this is perfect for the Patriots. Tom Brady had one more season with the Patriots, so this is the time to draft his replacement. Wait, maybe the Patriots trusted Jimmy Garoppolo to replace Brady. Nope, he wasn't even on the Patriots at this point. Their backup quarterback was Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer was like 40 years old and terrible at football, so he wasn't gonna replace Brady. What about Mac Jones? No, he was drafted 3 years later. They had no replacement for Tom Brady. It was an obvious decision. And with the Patriots known for being so smart, the entire world was confident they will take Lamar Jackson. But no, the Patriots decide we don't like Lamar Jackson. We like someone else. Another franchise quarterback? Maybe an amazing defensive player. Okay, fine, at least a star offensive lineman? No, no, and no. The Patriots draft Sony Michel, the most average running back of all time. When I go on Google and type average, I see a picture of Sony Michel. And what happened next? Lamar Jackson has won 2 MVPs since getting drafted and is the future of the Baltimore Ravens. Sony Michel is not in the NFL anymore. And the Patriots, 6 years later, are still trying to replace Tom Brady. And number 1, the moment you've been waiting for, the Chicago Bears. In 2017, the Bears had the number 2 overall pick. Christian McCaffrey is available, but the Bears don't need a running back. They need a star quarterback. No problem. We have just the guy for you, Chicago. There are 3 options available: Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, and Patrick Mahomes. Between Watson and Mahomes, the Bears liked Mahomes more, so forget about Watson. It's down to these 2 guys. The obvious pick is Mr. Patrick Mahomes. He has the arm strength of Brett Favre. He was fast and athletic, and he had the best accuracy of the whole draft. But what do the Bears do? They said Mahomes is too risky. We want a safe quarterback like Trubisky. I know, that rhymed. A safe quarterback? When has an NFL team won a Super Bowl by drafting a safe quarterback? So they draft Trubisky at number 2. And what happened? Trubisky was awful on the Bears, awful on the Steelers. He's probably awful on his summer flag football team. And Patrick Mahomes has already won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and might become the greatest quarterback of all time. Bears, you stink. But what about the 8 best NFL teams if every jersey number had a team? I've got to see that.